Hi everybody and welcome back to my channel. Today I just want to talk a little bit about how to increase your daily, not your daily fitness, but basically just how to increase your overall fitness. That's probably a better word. I know it's still January when I'm filming this, and so we're all still in that New Year's resolution mode of making big changes to our lives and everything. But my thought about fitness in general is that we should make really small changes. And I say this because sometimes when we say, oh, okay, I want to work out 5 days a week as my ultimate goal, that's a wonderful ultimate goal. But I think that we should break that down into something much more manageable and almost so small that we barely even notice it. So let's say, for example, that you currently, maybe you work out once a week, maybe you don't work out at all. So going to 5 days a week would be really, really difficult, both physically and mentally. But what you can do is take that goal and say, what can I do to just be 1% better today? So that may just be going out for a 5-minute walk this week and saying, okay, that was a win, that was good. And when that 5-minute walk doesn't really feel like anything, it doesn't take a lot of mental effort for you to start getting outside or getting on the treadmill or whatever it is, then you can up that to maybe a 10-minute walk and maybe a 10-minute walk twice a week. But breaking that down so that it's so small that it doesn't cost you a lot of, I guess, stress mentally and physically, it makes it so much easier to become consistent. And consistency is what I really think is key, because you don't want to work out really, really hard for 6 weeks and start getting in really great shape and then just get burnt out and not continue it. Because what's the point of doing that unless you have some sort of other, I guess, goal or timeline or project that you have to do that for? So let's say you don't have that, and this is just for your overall quality of life and general health. You want to make it a consistent habit. So breaking it down, just thinking about being 1% better every single day, that's something that can really, really help you when you're thinking about increasing your fitness, or you're changing your fitness routine, or even your diet, really anything. Just be 1% better. And then if you're 1% better every single day, 365 days from now, you're gonna be 365% better. Isn't that exciting, guys? I'm excited. I'm excited for you. I know this is a Christmas cup, but I love it. Mostly because it's really small, and being pregnant right now, I can't have a lot of caffeine, and I love coffee. So if I drink it out of this bad boy, it's like I get 3 cups. That's really, it's really just one. So the next tip I have is to be very, very specific with your goals. And what I mean by that is writing out literally exactly what you're going to do. If it's a 5-minute walk, say, I'm gonna walk out my front door, walk to this, from this point to this point, or I'm gonna walk for 5 minutes or whatever. Or if I'm gonna do a circuit, I'm gonna do 5 sit-ups, 10 push-ups, and whatever it is. But know exactly what you're going to do ahead of time, so that you don't get into the gym or wake up in the morning and have all this decision fatigue and waste all this time deciding, well, is this the right workout, or should I be doing this or that or the other thing? Because not only is that going to waste your time, it's also going to make everything a lot more difficult. When you're already spending that mental effort just to get yourself to work out, not having a plan in place is going to be even more taxing. So decide the night before, or even better yet, the week before, how you're going to fit in these workouts every single day, or what days you're going to do them, and in what exactly you're going to do. Now, the next tips I'm going to give are things that have to do with time. So one thing I found for myself that works out really well, especially having a 1-year-old running around the house and being pregnant and not wanting to do anything at all later at night, is to work out first thing in the morning. That way, 1, it's already done, and 2, I feel much better about the start to my day. I feel much more energetic and more accomplished no matter what happens. At least in the beginning, I've done something right for my body, and that makes me feel really good. There's 3 things I found every day that make me feel good, and that's working out, making my bed, and putting on my makeup, and then I feel ready. If I don't do one of those 3 things, I just feel like I've slacked for the whole day. So fitting it in first thing in the morning can really help to make sure that you get that workout in and that you're starting your day with a fresh, positive experience. Another thing that can really save you time is finding a home workout to do. And whether that's going outside for a walk or following people on YouTube who put workouts up, I'll put a few of my favorites down in the description box, but I really enjoy the Blogilates videos. Those are free. You can do all those, or almost all those at home. They barely require any equipment. And then Lucy Wyndham Reed does some really good workouts, as well as pregnancy workouts if you're interested in those. There are tons and tons of free workouts. Just keep in mind that when you're starting something new, and like I said, you want to make it a habit, don't make it too hard right off the bat. So pick something that's probably a little easier, and then when your body gets used to it, then up the ante and go for something like a higher intensity workout, which can be really beneficial because you're burning a lot more calories in a short amount of time. The only issue with that is that it's very high intensity, so you're going to feel very, very tired. So especially when you're just starting to learn to work out and your body's getting used to it, I wouldn't suggest that unless you're more used to the stress of working out, like the mental and physical stress. Then I would say go for the higher intensity if you're crunched on time, because you can fit in so much in such a short time. There's so many terrible but wonderful workouts out there that'll just kick your butt in like 10 minutes and probably make you want to cry, but it'll be a good cry. The calories or the pain, I don't know what I'm saying. Moving on. Another thing you can do to help with kind of the consistency and time aspect of working out is to tie the physical activity to something that you already do. So let's say you enjoy listening to podcasts every day. You could tie in a walk with that podcast. So say you could tell yourself that I'm only going to walk if I do, or I'm only going to listen to my podcast if I go for a walk. So while you're walking, you're getting that enjoyment of listening to the podcast and you're getting in some of your exercise for the day. Another thing that you could do, maybe you have a bunch of business calls to make. You could also do your walk then, like a walking meeting. I've heard of a bunch of people that do that. Also, sometimes this is gonna sound really weird, but I tie my physical activities to my coffee, especially on days when I don't feel very motivated. I'll have a sip of my coffee and I'll take small sips while I'm doing my workout. Obviously, it's not while I'm walking or running. Well, I guess I could do it while I'm walking, but it's more for when I feel very unmotivated to do circuits and things. It's like a little reward, so that's a fun, weird thing that I do. And finally, my last point is to know how you're going to set your goals and measure your goals. If your goal is just to work out 5 days a week, a way that you can track that and measure that would be to go on a calendar, either print it out or use your planner or your phone, and mark every day that you complete that goal. So let's say I worked out on Monday and Wednesday, and that's what I did this week. And so I can mark Monday and Wednesday, and maybe the next week I do a little better and a little better. And so you can see your progress and know what you're accomplishing rather than just having it floating around like weirdly in your mind without any concrete visual affirmation that you're on the right track. If your goal is to lose weight or tone up in any kind of way, you can use body circumference. That's a pretty good measurement. You just have to be consistent on where you're measuring on your body, and there's lots of good information on the internet about how to do that and what points to measure. It's a little more beneficial than weight because it doesn't depend so much on your hydration levels or what you ate last night or tons of other things that can really affect like the variability in your weight, especially day to day. If you're going to weigh yourself, I would really suggest doing it once a week and then making sure it's at the very, very beginning of the day. Best way to do it would be no clothes at all. That way you're minimizing the amount of variability between each measurement. You could also go by the fit of your clothes. Let's say you feel this certain pair of jeans is getting really tight. You could just judge it by that. You could also take pictures. Those are really beneficial because it's really hard for those to lie. Just make sure you're doing that in mostly the same kind of clothing, the same lighting, preferably the same room. That would be really good just to give yourself, again, a reference point to where you've been and where you're going. Another thing that I really like to use, and I know this isn't feasible for everybody, but I really love my Apple Watch because it's got the fitness tracker, and you can change it to, you can change your move goal on this, and that's however many calories you want to burn per day. So I don't know if you can see it. Oh no, it's gone. There it is. Anyway, it's got the rings on it and it's got exactly how many calories you use or use. you spend compared to your goal or whatever. Right now mine's at, I think it's at 560, and I'm slowly trying to increase that to 600 calories a day. But I find this really helpful because I feel really competitive with myself, and I really enjoy seeing at the end of the day the fireworks that go off when you complete like one of your rings. So there's the stand, move, and exercise, and when they all three go off together, it really brings joy to my day. I won't lie to you, it does. But I know there's tons of different fitness trackers, and there's tons of different ways to use those to motivate yourself to get more exercise. I've never had a Fitbit, but I'm sure those work. These are just some things that I hope will help you guys increase your fitness in a really sustainable, happy, and healthy way. We don't want to make ourselves miserable trying to change our lives. It should be a joyful process, because we shouldn't wait to be happy at the end of our journey. We should be happy throughout the journey. I hope you guys have a wonderful rest of your day, and I will see you all in my next video. Bye!